What's happening?
How are ya?
How you doing?
We're doing great. How are you guys?
Good. So, like, we never usually do, you know, interviews on Thursdays, but Daniel has such a crazy schedule that we have to accommodate this.
Yeah. There's a lot going on. I don't know what happened, but for some reason it seems like I'm busier in quarantine than I was out of quarantine.
I can totally see that through the quarantine period.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I don't know what happened, but it's been the last 3 months have been pretty crazy. But I'm glad to be here, guys.
We can definitely relate to that. I mean, it's been crazy over here too.
Yeah.
I thought this was a Movember thing that you had.
No. So this is what happened. So I've just always had a beard, and then I usually get it trimmed every 3 months. I got it trimmed in December for family holidays. So March was when I was supposed to get it again. And then I just said, well, let it go. We'll see what happens. And it's worked out perfectly because now I can braid it like a Viking. I can do all stuff.
I thought he was preparing for the game.
Yeah, well, here too. You know, I choose not to.
Yeah, it's a lot. There's a lot of upkeep that goes along with something this magnificent.
Yeah. You can hide keys. Oh my god, we can keep going like this. All right,
let's
everybody.
get started with the show. Welcome to Behind the MasterMinds, episode 18.
Yes.
And we'll get the intro. We'll work the intro after we do our raffle.
Right.
So let's see who the lucky winner.
Raffle for episode 16.
Yeah, for episode 16.
And the escape game. So the lucky winner will win 3 of their
all the unlocked games they have. That's
pretty awesome.
Yeah.
All right, let's
here we go.
Okay.
And we have a winner. It is
Lee Bowman.
Lee. Hey, congratulations, Lee.
Good job.
Awesome. Okay, so going back to our show today, which is very exciting, we have Daniel from Puzzling Package Industries.
Yeah.
I was like so confused because the Puzzling Package Industries was already taken on Instagram. I was like, who took your name?
Is it really?
Yeah.
I'm gonna investigate while we're talking. It might be me.
It's like I did that.
The Instagram is puzzling_package_.
Yeah, I see how this is going. You're trying to get a blue check on the Instagram. That's why you're like, let me try to create some like.
Oh, yeah, that's us too.
Oh, that's you guys too. Awesome.
Self-sabotage and then get the blue check.
Yeah, we're just puzzling package. It's a little bit easier.
Ah, gotcha. Okay, nice. Okay, that's good to know. And also, of course, everyone feel free to type in any comments and questions during the interview so that we can puzzle Daniel with the hard questions.
Yeah, I mean, Angela said it's so nice to finally put a face with the name. Absolutely, and yeah.
We'll put the beard.
Put a beard.
Well, Angela and I have been messaging back and forth about various, I'll say, topics and issues that we both share. And I watched her video on this show, so I know what she looks like. But we've never spoken in person, her and I. So it's nice to be seen, Angela. Good to see you.
Yeah, awesome.
All right,
Daniel is the creator of Puzzling Package Industries and one of the designer contributors to Labyrinth Escape Games. His first D&D adventure is coming out called the House of Cade Songweaver.
House of Cade Songweaver.
Ooh, oh my goodness. That sounds intriguing.
That should be coming out soon, right? But we'll talk about that later during the interview.
Yes. Yeah. Alright, so Daniel, did you start out as an escape room designer, or have you already designed this type of mailer puzzle boxes, before that? And
sure.
And is there any differences when you design a game for a physical escape room and this type of tabletop game?
I started out in theatrical production. And I moved to Portland and was trying to figure out what I wanted to do with my life. And Labyrinth was hiring, and so I got involved with them as an actor. And as I got to know the owners and we were working there a little bit more, apparently some of my input was good. So I got involved with a little bit of stuff and was working, let's see, every game that is currently at Labyrinth Portland, I've had at least a hand in. some more than others. The game Excalibur is primarily the owner, Andrew Lind, and it's awesome. And you can see it at our Nampa location in Idaho. Wow. Just outside of Boise, and I can't recommend that enough. They have a Jack the Ripper game coming up for Halloween, which is out now, which is great. So during designing for escape rooms, you guys have played a lot, so you know. Yeah. There's a lot of things that work, and there's a lot of things that don't work in terms of player enjoyment and fun. And so one of the things that we wanted to do was a very in-depth narrative, but if you have an hour, it's very difficult to do that, and a lot of players aren't as interested in having an immersive narrative during that 60 minutes of the escape room. So when I decided to do this kind of as a side project just to get some ideas out, it gave the opportunity to create a little bit more of a narrative, which is nice, to delve into characters and things, because some people are really excited about that. In terms of puzzle design, it's extremely challenging to switch from, oh, we have an idea that this thing can interact, and you pull these levers, and then the computer tells it to do a thing, and done, right? Everything has to be on paper and work, and you can't gatekeep to prevent people from having information or something unless you separate it through multiple mailings, or you somehow lock it on the internet, or you have a whole page that's been completely encoded, and so you have to decode or decipher this whole page to get new information. And that can be a little bit tedious. So trying to figure out what pieces of information we want to give and how everything can go together. A lot of companies separate their mailings or pieces of the game in different envelopes in the same box, which I'm a fan of. We tried, when we first started, we tried to do multiple mailings and unlocking things. And it was a bit of a pain in the neck on our end. It also cost more for the customer just for shipping. And so we said, forget that. We're not interested in doing that. So anything that we can do to keep unnecessary costs down, we're going to try and do. But the goal is, when you open the box, everything should be available to you right away. That's one of the goals that we have.
Right.
So yeah, but figuring out, there's a lot more language, there's a lot more words and language puzzles with the mail stuff than there is in escape rooms. Escape rooms are very physical for us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, just to add on to that, for the 60-minute experience, for an escape room player, we're mainly trying to get out, like, you know, within time. So there's really no time. Like when we see reading, we're like, oh my gosh, short as possible, because we don't really have time. We got to figure out the puzzles. But in this case, since tabletops don't have a limit in terms of time, you can really enjoy the narratives, like you said.
Yeah, exactly. There's a certain sensation that goes along with escape rooms where you have endorphins and adrenaline pumping, and some people want to try and beat the record, and you got to run back and forth and all that stuff. With the mail stuff, the thing that I like, you can take your time, you can absorb it, you can have a beverage, you can sit on the couch, you can come back to it. So it's very much in its own time. And the challenge with that as a designer is, I don't know how people are interacting with the puzzle unless I'm sitting there watching them for 6 hours.
Right.
You know, in the escape room, you're giving feedback and you can adjust hints and things like that. So doing beta tests is a lot harder for the mailing stuff, because you have to get them to answer the question you want to get the information you need, because they don't understand sort of puzzle terminology and things like that. Mm-hmm. So that's a huge challenge. And they're making sure that there is a win condition in a puzzle box by mail is also a little bit of a challenge.
Yeah.
Jillian said that she really appreciates the stories you build into your game.
Oh,
some fans out there.
Jillian is a wonderful human being, as far as I can tell. She's another person that we've never met, but she's very enthusiastic about a lot of the. I'll say, I don't want to say meta story, because that's not what it is. Sort of the world building and things like that. And so, whenever the game asks you to write emails, she writes the best ones. She writes the most immersive and realistic, and I'm actually participating in your game emails.
Wow, I know. For us, it's just like, we're just gonna type a solution. Give us what we need.
Yeah, absolutely. It's that escape room mentality versus I'm actually doing this. I'm actually an investigator kind of mentality. I remember whenever I do escape rooms, like if they give me a walkie-talkie or something because I'm supposed to talk to HQ or the cops or something, I always do it in character because. When do I get a chance to go, over and out, Roger, receive? Like, it just doesn't happen in my life, so I'm excited to do it in the game.
I think a lot of the realism that you put into your stories and the characters comes from the background of really embracing the characters as an actor. Yeah. So I think.
Yeah, I'm so glad that you said that, and thank you. I've never considered myself to be a writer. I know people that have written novels. I know people that have published short stories, and it just seems extremely daunting to me. And having just having to deal with grammar and the stupid English language, and then also having it be interesting but not a red herring, and then have it be this is indicating the puzzle. Like, messing with that was a lot of fun, and trying to convey a character in what they're writing, like in the first person, so like Fallout or Dead Space, like that, or Bioshock, like that kind of information giving is extremely interesting to me. I can't do like third-person narrative, and then he sat there feeling that the interview was going okay, but maybe he could step it up. Right, like that kind of stuff doesn't work for me. And then I just want to give a shout out to our editor. Carter Brighton is the editor, and they've done an amazing job and been extremely helpful and given a lot of advice to make things just a little bit clearer for you, so that it's filtering out my brain. So big shout out to Carter.
Nice. Editors are so
important. Yeah, absolutely.
So we're talking about the Runes of Odin, right? Of was a type of storyline we've never really experienced between the two of us. This type of mythology and the mystical vibe, the Norse culture, always like intrigued us. It's a great way to see the use, of that in the game. What was your inspiration for creating this game? Did you actually have to do a lot of research, or you already had some kind of background?
Most everything was cursory. It had always been something I was interested in. I've always liked pantheons of gods and polytheistic cultures, and it's always been something that's really intrigued me. When I was younger, it was the Odyssey and the Iliad and all of that. And then D&D has got tons of that stuff as well. And a lot of the Norse gods are sort of overlooked or misunderstood or thought of as the way they're presented in Marvel. And so I was like, oh, let's do this. This will be kind of cool. And it was sort of on the back burner, and I kind of had an idea for it and was working on it. And I got one of those DNA tests. Turns out I'm white. But the very, very much Nordic. And that background, and that was something I didn't know. So I was like, oh, that was interesting. So I did a little bit of reading because I only knew so much. I was like, they got reindeer and snow, right? And in doing that, I got really excited. There's a Nordic restaurant in town that I went to a couple times, and that was exciting. And so as I was doing research and thinking about what could go in the box, I started learning more about the language and the runes. There's a guy in Colorado named Jackson Crawford, and he has a YouTube channel where, he's this expert on this dead language, And it's so interesting hearing what he has to say. And so the books that I was reading and the research and learning about the alphabet, the Futhark alphabet, was really interesting. And so I said, this is better. This is better than trying to have some, you know, low-key mischief story.
Yeah.
Like real culture and that aspect of it was a lot more interesting to me. And so I just threw all of my research from the, you know, whatever, how many books I have into the game.
I enjoy the fact that it was kind of like an origin story, you know, about.
Oh, cool.
Because, you know, we only know the stories that happen later on in his life. Like, I mean, if you're talking about like Marvel or something else, but to hear like him as a young boy and, you know, how he became Odin as we know it, I think is a very interesting take.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really interesting how. Well, we don't need to talk about it. We'll just go on forever. Everybody who's watching, do your own research about who Odin actually was and things like that. It's going to blow your mind about the way that he was actually regarded. So there you go.
Interesting. Okay, now I'm like intrigued. I have to do that.
Yeah, question number 3. Now, we notice that there's a lot of transitions between writing the story as Cormac and Elias in the old days and changing the tone to modern day dialogue with Lillian and Jean. First of all, are you the one who wrote all of these characters, and was there any confusion going back and forth? How do you put yourself into that character when you write their story? Do you like
do you like Monday? Are you Lillian? Next day you're Cormac? And then do you get into character, like do you dress in that, like the way they are, and then you like
get into the mood and writing and typing?
No, a lot of my creative process is taking time and making mistakes. So bullet pointing, like this is information that needs to get out. Like this is integral to the game aspect of it. And then I look at my to-do list of what I need to do to accomplish. Like, I gotta write these letters. Like, what is this dude all about? And so, kind of having a loose idea in that first letter of what his personality is, and just typing, and as it goes, let interesting things happen. So, like, Cormac kind of goes on a journey. There's kind of this sort of self-discovery moment. And that just sort of happened organically as I was writing, because I was tired of him being grouchy. And so he has a lot of the experiences that I had where he's like, oh, I'm going to try this and we're going to do this. And I liked the idea of, I'm sure that halfway, like I wrote everything and then halfway through, some book that I read that was about druids and nature magic and that kind of stuff sort of really stuck out with me, and so that influences what's going on. And then you're lying awake at night, you're like, and you just can't get an idea out of your head, so you just have to type it up to get that one thing, and it spawns something else the next day. Yeah. As far as writing the modern day stuff, a lot of that is more picking an archetype or a stereotype, because the way it's presented is very quick. Yeah. And so sort of sticking to that. So they have fleshed out stories of what they're doing, like in my notes in the back, but it's not important to this game. They're part of a bigger meta narrative, but in terms of their personality and what's being presented, just pick an archetype or a personality trait and pop that in there, because their job is to ease the player into what they're about to experience, so the information is more important. Yeah.
Oh, I totally see that. So I noticed that you also have a lot of cool gadgets in this game. You got the drinking horn, the rune stones,
Rune stones.
Yes. So how do you choose one vendor from another when you're placing the orders? Like when I look on the website, I'm seeing there's so many types of drinking horns. How do you check the quality, on this vendor versus the other one? And
so, one of the reasons that I've been so busy recently is because I've had vendor issues.
Oh, okay.
And a lot of it is you're gonna lose money. there's gonna be some money that's lost, because either you have asked 5 vendors to provide a sample for you, and so that's gonna cost X, but you're only gonna use one of them, or you've been promised something and you've seen the quality, and then the secondary quality isn't great. So the issue that I was just talking about, the vendor that I used delivered exactly what I wanted, and then the second order, because I needed to refill after the initial launch, was not at all the same quality.
Vendor though?
Yeah, same vendor.
Wow.
And I was like, I've got like. I have customers, I don't want to hold money in escrow,
Yeah.
So we've changed vendors for that. With the rune stones, I just ordered a bunch from a bunch of different people and found the one that all of them were good. There was only one set that had an issue, and it was something to be expected, but I found one that I liked that had a good price, and they were just really sweet online. So it's like, oh, I'll keep working with you guys.
The choice that you made though, like with the color scheme of it.
Yeah, those are really pretty.
It really pops.
They're really good. They're moonstones.
Oh.
Yeah, and I thought that was kind of appropriate for the game. And then I think other than those 2 things, everything is either handmade by us here, or we have or it's like printed just like a local company. Like whoever can do X kind of printing, or Y cutting for us. Just somebody local, because it's super easy, and they're around and we're going to use them a lot.
So you did the cutting for the calendar board, like that's you guys? You do that yourself?
That's a local company. Yeah, they're 10 minutes away, and I was like, can you run a couple samples of this for me? And they're like, oh, the vector image that you have is, it's going to cost you more. Here, let me fix it for you. I was like, oh, amazing. So of course I'm going to keep working with them.
Yeah, those are my favorite.
Yeah. So if anybody's making stuff, go find out who's local for you. You don't need to do it. You don't need to do a Google search and click on the ads. You can figure out local guys that'll hook you up.
Or you can be like Angela and bring your whole family into it.
Oh, yeah.
Then you have all the resources. Yeah, so our next question for you is, how big is your current team, now that you were mentioning it? And who does the graphics? Who actually packages the games? Who does all the printing materials? And I think I also noticed a sticky note that actually looked like you had to handwrite it for each game.
Is that
yes, the sticky note was absolutely not me. I don't like my handwriting. Just aesthetically, I don't care for it. But in this case particularly, it just wouldn't work for that character. So I happen to know somebody who has handwriting like that, and I was like, can you write just a bunch of these for me? So that was super easy. The graphics are either generated by friends or associates, or artists online and things like that. Because some of that is hard to do local, like we were just talking about, to find the exact kind of style that you're looking for. All the packaging I pretty much just do myself. I have a pretty good assembly line situation set up, so I can do a significant amount in a day.
Wow. That's great.
Yeah.
I'm always curious, like when people make those like coffee markings on their papers, do you actually spill real coffee? Like,
yeah, I absolutely did.
So
that was the editor, Carter. Was their idea, because we were just joking around this, and we were looking at that the packet that's in.
Yeah.
And we were talking about how it was written and the style of writing for that, and how we could, and it sort of read like notes, and we were kind of like, that's kind of a cool idea to sort of add some realism. And we're just shooting the breeze, and we're like, oh, let's do coffee. And so we just put coffee, because someone's going to pick up this piece of paper and be like, how realistic is this company? Ooh, oh, it's real coffee. So I think some people have like dark roast, and some people might have like a blonde.
Oh.
Everybody, know your
you got nice. Oh, we gotta announce this now because we're in the middle of the show. Brendan likes to keep it in the middle now.
Well, you know,
people gotta watch this.
Gotta keep
people. We're going to get a 10% discount code for everyone. This is going to be all of the games, Daniel, or just?
Yeah, it's on everything.
Okay, on everything for 10%
until November 1st.
Until November 1st.
Yeah, there you go. Escape the Rumors. Valid till November 1st.
That's a great discount.
And then you have the 3 games, or I remember one of them was sold out.
Yeah. So the Camp Tijuana game, we had a vendor issue with that because of quarantine, and so we've sort of reevaluated how we're going to do it. And then in looking at it, it sort of reminded us of our like older games that we've discontinued. And I was just like, the quality isn't on par with the Runes of Odin.
Okay.
Everything that you get is a good quality, but the experience isn't something that we're as excited about as we were 2.5 years ago. So it is. We don't have items to sell because we're working out the vendor thing, but also I think I'm going to rework it to sort of bring it up to our current standards. Just because we've grown, you know.
Yeah.
Nice. I mean, since Brendan jumped over my question again, I'm going to on to this question with how do you control your inventory since the other one is out of stock, and how many games you usually print every time. I noticed that they're at a higher price point, so you probably can't print like thousands like some of these mailer subscribing games. Like I'm always wondering, for those kind of games, how do you control inventory?
So because everything that we do is there's at least an aspect to it of being handmade, or like you get small batch whiskey or something. Like if you think of it sort of like that.
Yeah.
So when we first started, we were losing a lot of profit because we had the price point where we want, but we couldn't buy enough stuff in bulk. Now that we have enough fans, where we can say, you know what, chances are we're going to guaranteed get this amount in that first month. We can buy a little bit more, which makes our costs cheaper, which makes the price of the game cheaper, which is really exciting. So managing inventory is difficult. For the way that we have things set up right now, because there isn't that initial release happens and then stuff trickles in once people sort of get word about it. So we reorder whenever we hit a lower mark. The thing that we're talking about doing sort of up next is trying to do a lot of pre-orders. So that we can keep things a little bit lower. Also, we've made more money, so we have some money now that we can spend on inventory. Well, like I started with $1,000. I was like, this will be a fun project. Here's $1,000. And now I'm able to buy like some significant like cool stuff in bulk. I mean, like, and you've handled the stuff like so that's pretty neat.
Yeah.
So so you never thought of like putting these on Kickstarter, right? Like you don't want to.
Well, we didn't do Kickstarter when we started because, to be honest with you, I wasn't. Because there's some other people that have input in things, and we didn't know what our quality was going to be. We didn't know if we were going to be good at it. And if we were going to be able to sort of pull it off, and so we didn't want to do it that way. Yeah. And then also, like, nobody knows who I am, So yeah, so that was kind of the idea, to not do it on Kickstarter, because there were going to be mistakes. there were going to be screw-ups, and I would like to handle those like on a case-by-case basis. And we haven't had we haven't had a mistake in like 2 years with orders and stuff like that. So we're looking at maybe a Kickstarter is a better way to do this next project, to get our costs lower. It's also sort of a less ambitious project, but at the same time, Runes of Odin was supposed to be a little bit smaller, and it got away from me because I got excited about stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I was like, this is not small. What do you think?
So that's, you know, like, it just happens. There was stuff that I got excited about.
They weren't like miniature items of what it's supposed to be. It's the actual full-scale item.
Yeah. All right, so we did talk about your other 2 games, the Synth Father and the Nature Camp. Can you tell us, if the audience, if these are like continuations or if they're totally different games, and what's the concept behind those? And also just a concept behind the, you know, the name of the company, like the puzzling package industry.
Oh, sure. So this is the way that this is set up. This is the first interview that I've ever given, and the first time that anyone from the company has appeared not in a fictional character. So very nervous about that, because there is a meta to the game, and a sort of an illusion, and this is very much pulling the curtain back, which is very strange. So the idea is, and some of this is going to be revealed coming up. I know you're about to ask about upcoming projects and things like that.
That's usually
one of them is going to be assorted free content that comes out just on blog posts and stuff. So there's a company called Sphinx Global Holdings. They own a lot of companies. One of the companies is called Camp Kiwanis. It's a summer camp for kids. And kooky stuff happens there. One of the companies is called Sundown Consulting, and so they're, you know, supernatural private detectives slash, you know, like you call the exterminator and you need the engineer to look at the foundation of your house. You call these guys if you think that you're being haunted.
Right.
And then the other is called Argonaut Exports, and they're in charge of sort of relics and things. And the general idea is Sphinx Global Holdings is upset at profit loss on these 3 companies because of crazy events or things that have failed.
Right.
So Puzzling Package Industries was formed to sell stuff to you guys so that the Sphinx can make more money. So just whatever doesn't work for these companies, they're just passing on to you guys. So that's the general concept, is there's this weird conglomeration of companies that are interacting and not very good at their jobs.
Very
that you guys get to interact with.
Yeah, nice. Now talk about creating a world of mystery. That's great.
Awesome. And then also, like the separate stories, right? Are they connected at all, other than just the mother company, or is it just?
No, they are. There's an umbrella that they're all under, but they're not holding hands. At some point, there's going to be some characters that flash in. So like Lillian Marsh, I really like, and I really like Gene Machine. And so I'm interested in revisiting them and having them make cameos, or sort of seeing what they've been doing, you know, in the next game or something like that. Is something I'm really excited about. There is a, let's see.
It's like
there is a meta story. There's an Easter egg type situation.
Okay.
That is coming out. And so far, out of everybody who's bought Runes of Odin, only 2 people have interacted with the Easter egg.
My goodness.
I don't think we're one of those 2 people.
You are not.
Yeah.
Gotta replay this again.
By the way, so we've name dropped Sins of the Father. Towards the end of the show, we're gonna that'll be the raffle prize. So stay with us, and then we'll give you that secret phrase.
Yes, and Daniel also has some exciting thing to announce at the end. So I see that you're, starting also an apparel line.
I see the T-shirt.
Each game you created. Is that also something, like, are you designing those as well? Have you noticed players interested in getting these products, or still more like on the puzzle boxes? Are you like trying to create a secret club here with the T-shirts?
Is there Easter eggs involved with the apparel somehow? Or?
No. So the idea with the apparel was. It was an idea that I thought that I had that would add to the realism of these companies existing.
Yeah.
Right? Because they would have uniforms and things like that. So we've given a couple away. We've had a couple orders. There's a like a beanie hat. For Camp Kiwanis, which is my favorite thing on there, and then there's a Sundown Consulting. I don't know a whole lot about apparel, but it's a ladies tank kind of racerback, I think is a thing. Does that sound right?
Yeah.
That one's really popular. But I have a new one. Coming out. That I literally had the idea for 3 days ago.
So I think the puzzle community is all about like those enamel pins or pins. You got to be pins.
Yeah, Angela once she wants a pin. FYI, she's always requesting pins. I think she probably has like a whole lapel.
Yeah.
Did you? Let me ask you a question. Did you guys find the Easter egg in Runes of Odin?
No.
Did we find it?
No. They don't. That's why you don't have a pin.
No,
Jillian also wants to know, was she one of the people who found it?
Yeah, Jillian, you were the first one.
Jillian's always first for everything.
Jillian!
Oh no, you know what? I'm sorry, Jillian. That was a lie. You were number 2, and it was only because shipping took longer to get to you.
Oh, okay.
But she would first one.
Yeah.
She also knows she could buy like one of the apparels that can be shipped together with the game.
Oh, that's a good question. Yeah, with your package.
No.
So you have to buy
yeah, to go back to the inventory, just like to, it's crazy that we're talking about how like companies work and things, but I'm so excited because I think it will help shed some light onto like customers and consumers and stuff to understand why things are set up the way that it is. If I had every single SKU of apparel in every single size in stock here with me, there'd just be a lot of dead inventory, sitting there. And because I mean, small, medium, large, and doing them in bulk and stuff. So they're all one-offs, and they're fulfilled through a third-party vendor. So when you order it comes with you. I did think about doing a T-shirt for Camp Kiwanis, but figuring out sizes
for adults.
Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah.
Right, because I want to make sure that everybody's happy with what they have. I don't want anybody to like I don't want to make a decision where it's like everybody's getting a large. I don't want to make a decision where like I need this many of this, because I don't know how people are going to be.
Yeah.
So it's just tough. It's cheaper to do it this way for you guys in the long run, which is one of the things that generally drives a lot of the decisions we make.
Yeah.
Is how can we have this not be $300 for the customer?
Yeah, that's the same with us. Like we're actually getting ready to release our T-shirts for sale as well. But we had these discussions about which way should we do it? Should we stock up first or do it based by order or so?
Yeah, no, but then I mean, I guess it makes sense because you probably don't want to get like a one size, and then for me, if you wear extra large, I'll be gone. Like you can't even see me anymore. So that's like not great if you're gonna get like a specific T-shirt, for you to wear, like for especially like a lover game itself. So that's totally understandable. So our next question is, I know you said you mentioned about your D&D game, right? I'm sure there's a lot of fans out there listening.
A lot of fans out there.
Tell us a little bit about the game.
Okay. So there's a organization I work with called Orcs, and they do pop-ups and things so you essentially get like a tavern food meal. So like, you know, sausage and you know, greens and potatoes and ale and like that stuff. And you play D&D. So I've been doing that for two or 3 years. And it's just a once a month kind of pop-up event thing where a bunch of nerds get together, and it's a really good way to introduce folks into that style of game. And so there is a publishing arm that Orcs is developing called the Orchives. And so the House of Cade Songweaver is it's a haunted house sort of mystery thing. There's puzzles in that actually.
Wow.
So I think there's 3 or 4.
Is that in time for Halloween? Like,
that's the goal. It's out of my hands now. I've done everything that I can for it. It is being. I don't know how people publish books, but whatever they do to format stuff, that's what they're at right now.
Where can people find it? Like if it's out?
Like it's going to be on drivethrurpg.com.
Okay. We'll be sure.
There's tons of stuff on there. If you're looking for third-party and original ideas and games, and there's free stuff. Like, it's really cool, all the stuff they have there. If you're a nerd like me.
I mean, we've never played D&D before, but
I feel like I would be intimidated walking in there, like you're like, you don't know what you're doing.
No, but we would totally just be there with messages, though.
Yeah, there's definitely going to be a sense of folks. I mean, you know at this as well, just doing escape rooms. There's people that are like, are you good at the escape room? Because we've played 500 and we want to break the record, and you're just some stranger that's joining us, right? There's going to be that person, and then there's going to be you've never done an escape room before? They're amazing. We've done 500. We'll show you how to do it, and we'll be paid, because we're here to have fun for an hour.
That's right? A personality thing.
Yeah, right. It's the exact same thing. There's going to be people that are super patient and excited to get people in, because D&D is just another way to tell a story.
Yeah.
And one of the reasons I like it is because you can work with a lot of people that have different ways of delivering information. Which is something that's really interesting.
The news you were saying, because we asked you about like what's gonna come in terms of future for PP. Are you still gonna keep producing? Like, are these the 3 games currently? But you're just gonna keep thinking other?
Yeah, they're going to the dream is that they exist forever.
Okay.
Depending on how things go and how I get busy with other projects and stuff, it might be that they get retired or shelved for a while and get put away, and maybe they'll come back and stuff. A lot of it just comes down to square footage and what I can store.
Okay.
So they're gonna exist for a while because I'm a huge fan of them, and they keep getting good reviews, so I'm not gonna get rid of them.
Yeah.
The next couple games that I'm working on will be added to it.
Okay.
To the
like
same umbrella. Okay. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then, and I know that you also said you have some exciting puzzle announcement.
Oh yeah, so this is what happened. Well, I don't want to give too much away. I know that I told you I have this announcement, and I'm not prepared for the announcement. I'm just excited. So let's make it this way. There is a commercial. There's a video for PPI that's going to go live on the Puzzling Package Facebook a little bit after this video is done.
Oh wow!
And it's possible that by watching this video, you can get an enamel pin for free.
Angela.
Keep the Facebook page up, ready to go. Yeah. That's your ticket.
And because there's only limited quantities, right?
Yeah, there's 100.
There's only
wow.
There's 100 enamel pins, and they are available for free in the United States. And if you are outside of the United States, we can organize a shipping situation. I just don't have it in my budget to ship to, you know,
yeah, pick one person in that country and ship them all to that person. And
yeah. So that's going on, and it was spawned from some things that I was toying around with and wanted to interact with, but couldn't figure out how I could fit them in a game.
Yeah.
So we sort of created this thing because I had this meta story that I've been working on already. And so I thought it was kind of a fun way to introduce this thing happening in the background of the world of PPI, to be as vague as possible to avoid spoilers.
Is it the same pin or the Easter egg that you would find in the game, or a different one?
This is a different one.
Different one! Oh my goodness, we gotta find two now.
And I'll let you know, there's hint sites for all of the games that we sell. There are not hint sites for anything relating to this video that's coming out, nor will sending me an email get you any kind of information.
You're on your own, guys.
Yeah, so talk amongst yourselves on the internet, but I'm not helping.
Well, Jillian, this is a different pen.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
different pen. That's so crazy. All right, we got to give our secret phrase because we got to get into our very.
Yeah.
So then we have to get back, you know, to his website because we got to get the pen. Okay.
Right. So the raffle is for Sins of the Father.
Yes.
You're gonna enter a chance to win that if you type in the secret phrase, which is "Give me the power of Odin." Oh wow! Look at that.
That looks really amazing.
That looks amazing.
This is part of Sins of the Father.
Yeah, part of it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
You were saying something about the quality, and I was like, that looks pretty good to me.
Yeah.
Talking to vendors, I've used the same vendor for this since I started. They were the first one that I chose, and they're just like, I'm like, can I get like 30 more? And they're like, yeah. And then it just shows up.
Wow.
Yeah. So the idea behind this one was like, this is a thing that you can have, and like, I mean, it locks. You can keep stuff in here, so it's part of the story. But this is something that you know you would want to hold on to.
Yeah.
That's kind of the idea.
It's like you know, a table piece right there.
That's pretty.
Centerpiece.
Yes. Yeah. Wow. Okay, guys. Well, you have until episode. What are we? 18,
well, because
episode 20.
Well, because our episodes are starting to become back to back. The raffles have been shorter, so. Yeah, anywhere on YouTube, this video is, well, it's on our YouTube page.
YouTube,
IGTV, Facebook, you know, just...
Before episode 20, guys. That's an amazing box.
When is episode 20 airing?
I think it's going to be
next
weekend?
Next Thursday? Next Thursday or Friday.
Something, yeah.
Next Thursday?
It's on the schedule.
Next Friday or something.
By the way, we do have a schedule on our website. It's under the videos section. Behind the Masterminds, you'll see all of our guests. All of the videos, the professionally edited videos are on that as well.
Yeah, the schedules and everything is on there. So
yeah,
I'll make sure that whoever wins gets their box before Halloween.
Wow, that's awesome.
That's so awesome.
It'll be spooky.
I feel like I need to like pretend someone else. And
yeah, I'm about to create a fake account and stuff.
Great.
All right, so let me hide these real quick. Do you have a drink prepared, sir?
I have had this for 3 weeks in anticipation of this game.
My God, what is that? Odin Skull. What is it?
This is a Nordic honey wine with sour apple juice, hops, and cinnamon added. It is 19% alcohol by volume, and it is a product of Denmark.
Wow. Could you hold that up to the camera just so we can get a better look?
Wow, Odin Skull.
Wow.
They make one called Viking's Blood, and that's what I went to the store to get. And then I saw this one, and I was like, what am I going to do? Not get the one that says Odin on it while we're talking about the Odin game? And it's really good. Like, I mean, it's like you know, it's like an apple cider kind of beverage, but it's honey mead, so it's got a little bit more kick to it.
Yeah.
I had some last night. I'm not gonna lie.
Couldn't wait.
This show.
All right, I gotta go taste my drink, and I'm gonna get a drink that's a little bit more geared towards this Odin theme that we have. All right, so I've actually been saving this one too. When I found this, I was actually really surprised. This is the Game of Thrones Valar.
Oh yeah. I know that.
Yeah. Have you tried this yet?
Yeah.
Oh wow. Well, I'm
from Amagang, right?
Yeah.
In Coopersville, where the Baseball Hall of Fame is.
Cooperstown, New York.
Cooperstown, yeah.
All right.
I didn't even know he
Very
had
excited.
this.
No, it was in there. I was waiting for Daniel. So.
You see, he's shaking it from the drinking corn.
All right. You know what? Give me mine.
Live your best life.
Okay, so.
Did you clean that? Did you wash that?
I did wash it.
Okay, great.
Washed it like thoroughly.
He's like, it smells like real animal.
It does have a little bit of.
I washed mine just because, you know, dust and things.
Yeah, no, I washed it out. So.
Yeah.
No, you guys are good to go.
All right. Well, we are about to play.
Eat or drink.
Take a drink. All right, so
can I preface real quick? I want to interrupt. I've been nervous about this game for so long. I've watched other people play, and you're asking them like, "Oh, what date was this?" and when did? And I was like, the amount of information that I learned and took notes on to put into this game is like a lot, and I have notes. I don't know everything. It's in my, and I feel like Sean Connery in Last Crusade when he's like, I put it in my diary so I didn't have to remember. And so I know that you're going to ask me about a pronunciation of something, or there's going to be some word, and I'm just not going to know. And I'm not lying. And this isn't like, oh, how funny he is for the interview. For 3 weeks, I've been dreading this moment. So let's do it. Let's go.
Are you an A student in class or something?
Let's make it happen.
Stuff and drink alcohol. This is what we're doing.
All right. So the way that we play this game is we ask our guests, and that's Daniel, 5 questions and probably a bonus question about their games or anything related to their company. But I'm pretty sure CC has
yeah. Which is just based on Odin. So
okay. Because we don't start the timer until after we ask the question, and you have 10 seconds.
Yeah,
we'll probably give you a couple extra seconds.
Really good.
Yeah.
Okay. So, our first question is.
Oh, and anyone can help him too. Just type it in if he looks like he's struggling. You can help him.
Oh yeah, do that.
Usually they make it after the timer's out. So.
Yeah, I have my beer in here just in case he gets them all right.
I'm pretty sure it's not that hard. I didn't make it too difficult.
Oh, man.
Alright, you ready?
First question.
What is the ADIP stand for in the conversation between Lee and Jean?
Oh, see, that's a thing. Like I look. Oh man. Can you use what's in the sentence?
Oh, I didn't.
How is it?
I just wrote ADIP. I thought you might.
That's text speak. That's what the kids use.
Mm-hmm.
That's the shorthand.
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea.
I think I know it. I know it.
We didn't have an idea either. We had to Google it.
No, I knew it.
No, you did not.
Of course I knew it.
You did not.
Wait, does anyone out there know it? You can type it in.
ADIP.
We were not going to say it. If you know it, just type it in, and then Daniel will find out.
Yeah, I'm looking it up in my notes. I have Google Drive open.
We're not supposed to be looking through things.
Yeah.
That would be cheating.
Well, I don't. Well, I already drank. I want to make sure I get an answer for the audience.
The acronym is ADIP. All right. So you ready for the second question?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Yeah, we'll until someone else will do it.
All right, fine.
So our second question for you is, what is the last 3 digits / letter of the case number?
Oh man. Let's see, because it should be ME, and probably 7 ME.
Yeah.
Oh, give it up! Yeah.
Okay.
right. Good job.
Yeah. Hey, you got it. Another day in paradise.
Yep. Great job. Oh, the keeper.
Oh, that's what it was. Yeah, he's being sarcastic. Yeah, he's being a jerk with that comment. He's like, oh, I'm so busy. Another day in paradise. Yeah. Okay, I'm with you.
Nice.
All right. Hold on. Let me just make sure this counter's working because it had a little glitch before. Okay, and I want you to get your full 10 seconds.
All right.
All right. Here we go.
How long has Lillian been working with the agency?
3 weeks.
3 weeks.
Wow. You didn't even let the timer go down.
Yeah. Well, he's
and
the writer.
you were nervous. Come on. All right.
I thought that you were gonna. I thought you were gonna be like. I thought you were gonna quiz me on the Futhark alphabet.
Oh, we're not there yet.
It's coming.
Alright, let's do it. Let's go.
Alright, question number 4. What does the rune that looks like an upward arrow called, and what does it mean?
Oh, so it's... I think I'm gonna say Tewaz. It's the T sound. And it's part of that. It's part of that second row in the first 3, when like the first 3 are just all bad. I think. So I want to say that it's a hardship, or let's see. It's not hailstorm.
No.
It's not a positive.
It's a positive.
It's a positive.
Is it? Oh, it's on the bottom row. It's the first one on the bottom row. Let's see.
Tewaz.
Wow.
You knew what it was.
Yeah.
No, I don't remember.
But it's definitely
Honor,
Tewaz. But
justice, and leadership.
yeah. So we'll drink together. You got one.
Okay, yeah.
Cheers. Cheers.
This one should be another one.
How do you cheers these things? I guess you would have to hold it towards you and then.
Yeah, just go crazy.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it getting in your beard. It'll be fun.
But you know.
Yeah.
All right. So number 5. What is Sir Cedric's last name?
Oh, that one's it's Myers Cough. That one's easy because that's one of my favorite names that I've ever come up with. I was literally just Googling like old English kind of names, looking for like a pretentious, like barrel-chested, big white sort of mustache, and it's like, oh, Sir Cedric Myers Cough.
That's off the tongue. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. All right, we got a bonus for you, mainly because you're so good at these internet shorthand slangs.
Yeah.
We're gonna give you another one.
Okay.
All right, here you go.
So what does YMMD mean?
Is that in the text?
It is not. I spliced
you. Oh, I think this is something. Is it something about mileage?
No.
I have no idea.
It's You Made My Day!
You made my day!
Oh! I'll drink to that.
Yeah. It's just awesome.
Thank you so much for playing Think and Drink with us, Danielle. You did great. There was nothing to worry about. Just
we also have a surprise for you after the show. We have an unboxing video that we made for Odin,
going to be really
which will be released right after that. So
we had a lot of fun with that too.
Thank you, Andor. Like she knows, you made my day. You made my day, which is awesome. All right, thank you everybody who watched, and remember to type in to try to win that beautiful box card. Give me the power of Odin.
Right, and 10% off if you use Escape the Rumors, valid until November 1st of this year on any of their games.
All right, thank you so much, guys, for watching, and I actually have tomorrow. Back to back.
Mother of Frankenstein with Hatch Escapes. Very excited for that one. So tune in tomorrow, same time, 4 o'clock.
Thank you.
Bye, guys. Thanks for watching, and thanks for being on our show, Daniel. We had a wonderful time.
Try to relax yourself. If you need to, don't hesitate to ask for help. For hints and clues for you to think it through. Leaderboard or not is whether you win or lose. 3 hints left for me to choose. 2 hints left for me to use. 1 hint left for me to move. Time is running out, gotta figure something out. 3 hints left for me to choose. 2 hints left for me to use. 1 hint left for me to move. Time is running out, gotta figure something out.